Nvidia thinks we are all idiots, and unfortunately they might be right. This month I'm giving away a G Pro wireless and a G613. Check out the description to see how you can enter. What's up guys, Andrew here on my channel GearedInc, where I get to share what I'm passionate about with you. And on my channel, that's PC tech, games, and gear. And I'm gonna get right into the rant of this thumbnail topic, but make sure you stick around, there's a ton of tech news to go over. Let's dive in. So, supposedly, Cope Light, this is a guy who's had a lot of accuracy with leaks, released out the specifications for the super Nvidia cards. This is gonna be the refresh coming out in beginning sometime of 2022. Now, if the leaks are accurate, the CUDA core count on these GPUs is underwhelming, is putting it mildly. Now, what it looks like is that these are going to be all the same lineup of GPUs that are currently in the stack with just a slightly elevated CUDA core count, but not enough to make them competitive with the TI version of these cards. So imagine that you're trying to pick a new GPU and you want to get like a 3080, assuming you could. So you've got a 3080 at X price, a 3080 Super at X price, and a 3080 Ti at X price. Each one of these cards is within 5% of the other one, but the price on these things may be as much as $100 difference per card. Now, there's a whole lot of dumb things about this situation. We already have TI version of these cards. Creating a super card and like squeezing it between the 3080 and the 3080 Ti, for example, is really dumb to me. And what's frustrating is Nvidia thinks we're all dumb because they're like, we can just release this product and people are gonna buy it because we have all the leverage and there are no GPUs and they don't have a choice. And unfortunately, they might be right, because there are people who need graphics cards right now and they are not gonna wait around for the much more powerful GPUs that are gonna be releasing probably sometime later that year. It's frustrating to say the least. When we're talking about next generation GPUs, later that year, we've got some pretty big leaks on performance. It's looking like these GPUs are gonna be absolute monsters, offering up to 2 times the performance over current generation. Now, that does not mean that you're going to get 2 times the performance in gaming, but if it's as significant an update as the last generation, we could see jumps as much as 60 or 70% over current generations for computational performance in gaming overall, which would be massive. It might make actual 4K gaming realistic if you're able to get your hands on one of these actual GPUs, because 4K in gaming natively is still pretty demanding, but I guess we've got things like DLSS and that to fill in the gaps. Speaking of which, Nvidia also released their DLAA. This is going to be coming out for the Elder Scrolls Online, where DLSS essentially uses a low resolution image and then upscales that image using artificial intelligence. DLAA basically attempts to do Anti Aliasing, meaning it's smoothing out jagged edges, improving the overall quality of the image, and obviously at less of a performance penalty than traditional Anti Aliasing. So on the one hand, you have DLSS, which is meant to be used in conjunction with 4K. That's what they kind of marketed it as, to essentially fill in the role of anti-aliasing without the performance hit. But now you've got deep learning anti-aliasing, which is essentially to make the image look as good as possible at the cost of performance. And that would be interesting if you were kind of backtracking that into older gaming or into games that traditionally don't look great. We also have some new Alder Lake leaks, supposedly showing that Alder Lake beating out AMD handily in Ashes of the Singularity test. Now, this is a multi-core, so this isn't going to necessarily reflect overall gaming performance, but I do believe that these new CPUs are probably going to retake the crown when it comes to gaming due to all the leaks that we've seen. And as I'm a guy who has no brand loyalty, as I said, I've had I have no problem switching back to Intel if they offer a better product at a better price. So anyway, guys, that's kind of the tech news going on that I found interesting recently. If you like this video, leave me a thumbs up. If you thought it was terrible, leave me a thumbs down. Remember to get subscribed and hit that bell icon so you know when these videos drop next. I'm going to be dropping a Sony upgrade as far as like how to install your drive and some things on that in an upcoming video, but I'm going out of town for vacation, so that's either going to release tomorrow or it may not be until I get back. But as always, I'm going to continue to make these videos whether you watch them or not, but I hope you do, and I hope to see every single one of you next time here on GearedInc.